This picture is me looking at the energy of what we call the wedding cake on Plymouth Hoe. It's a tiered structure. It's a nice place to view the sea. It has some benches there to sit, a nice little garden, trees, including an olive tree down at the bottom. There's a war memorial. All the pillars there, removed from the old pig market, I believe it was. This really old stone, which I find interesting. What was special about that stone? And the date on it, I think, is 1892, which could be random. It just so happened to be the year that it was finished. But I have this niggle in my head that it is important somehow. Interestingly, it's also the date on the clock at Mount Edgecombe by the cafe. I've tried to Google that date. I even asked a local historian to know of it as yet. But as they say in X-Files, the truth is out there. Anyhow, what I've actually drawn looks a bit like a slice of bread or a bread loaf, which I think is hilarious. Think of this idea, let them eat cake, but she actually said brioche, which has been attributed to Marie Antoinette, although there's no evidence she actually said it. There's connotations here with the bread of life and the bread bun, tea, or the female divinity. It's like this bread is between two pillars almost. The one on the left looks more like a totem pole, and the one on the right more like two creatures. There's like this sort of angel type creature with his arm, wings outstretched, mouth open at the top of the bread. Another kind of angelic figure down to the right, a lizard top right, just their face peeking through. And then what looks like a couple down towards the left with a red cloak and her with red hair. On the right hand side, it looks a bit like a person with a tall meter hat. You can't see that in this clip. But the important bit is there's this big hand almost pointing, aiming towards that angel figure. There's something towards divinity. It could be that the location was apparently a bull ring, but is that a reference to bull worship? There's some more figures here, bottom left of the bread bun. Wispy figure talking to somebody else who's like sat or lying down on the floor with really long hair. The other name for the place is the Belvedere, which I think means beautiful view. And in a synchronicity was the name of the hotel that I took my daughter to in Salou in Spain on our first ever trip abroad together. On the upper part of the right hand side, like this cloud that emerges with this figure. Looks like he's got a long robe with like a bird-like face, but like lower down there's like a head turned towards them. But I actually first saw that as like a meter type hat, but from the back it looks a bit like a Batman. The bird symbol in their sort of cloak. And that sort of totem pole on the left hand side looks a bit like a knotted thread of rope. You can see a face right at the top, a face right at the bottom towards the bread. I think there's more history to uncover here. Perhaps predates the wedding cake itself. But I do think there has to be a reason why it's called the wedding cake, or even why it was built to look like one. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.